Hello, my name is Andy Albright, and we are going to get started in 1 minute here. There's a few more people that I expect to be joining us, and I wanted to give them a minute to get on, and we'll get this party rocking and hopping. My top people, I have a cell phone on, and I'm looking at text. If there's something that excellent. All right. Excellent. They're on. It is right at 5 o'clock. It is right at 5 p.m. on April 12th, 2020. I am coming to you live from Treasure Island, Florida. That is part of St. Petersburg. And I've got several of my friends that are on here that are going to comment toward the end. We're going to keep this short and simple and hopefully clear, so that if you are struggling now with making money, with a job, if during this COVID-19 disaster or problem or obstacle, and you're looking for something else to do for income, we're a great source. If you're bored out of your mind, I've hired a couple of older fellas recently that they said had plenty of money, just looking for something to do, something to be useful. I said, well, you're gonna have a good time here, and our work is overwhelming. We have such a need. We don't have enough people, and that's the biggest reason I'm coming to you on a Sunday afternoon. Clearly, we can't meet with 100 people or 200 people. We often do that in training sessions around the United States of America. So we've started doing it on this virtual presentation through Zoom. We keep it very informal, very short, very concise, very clear, and give you the opportunity to take a look at what we're doing and see if you're interested. I have been doing this for over 20 years in the insurance world. I have been networking or hiring people for 27 years. My background is an engineer. I went to North Carolina State University. I was never interested in getting in insurance. I was not interested in any kind of job. As a matter of fact, people ask me what I want to do. When I graduated college, I was like, same thing I wanted to do when I was a kid: wiffle ball, television, movies, basketball, shooting stuff, eating stuff, swimming in the pond, playing football, watching football, going to concerts, that sort of stuff, Monopoly. And they'd say, no, what kind of job you want? I said, I don't want a job. I don't want a job. It's not what I want at all. I just want to have fun, hang out with my buddies. And so I ended up going to and becoming an engineer, graduated from North Carolina State because I fell in love with this cute little girl named Jane Albright, or Jane Hooks at the time. And I know she wanted to have a home. She wanted a house and cars and family. And I was like, I don't want to get a job, but I want to marry her. So anyway, I ended up working as an engineer. But at nighttime, I was always thinking, how can I get out of this? How can I do something that's more money, more fun, more flexible, less stress, less corporate-y, more into traveling the world and just goofing off and stuff like that. And so about 20 years ago is when I got into insurance, and I want to show you today, talk to you today about something that is close to nothing as far as not having just crazy work, like working in tobacco or like working in a factory or even offices where you have to go to an office. As a matter of fact, that's probably the reason our recruiting or our hiring new people is up about 45% right now. And I think the reason is because people are forced out of their jobs, they're forced into their homes, and they don't know how in the world you can have a home-based business. Now, I got to tell you, we like to go to people's houses, and we are upset that we're not able to do it. But we are found out that we can actually make a ton of money, help a ton of people from the comfort of our own home. And I've got several people that I'm going to have on here and introduce themselves that they just helped dozens and dozens, actually across the country. It ends up being thousands of families last week to have life insurance, financial planning, secure their retirement so it doesn't go backwards because of stock. We've got some other products I'll talk about, some health matching accounts, Medicare, Med Advantage. Got so many things that we've been able to do from the comfort of our own home. It's been kind of awakening to say that, hey, we can hire you from something that you can work from home and actually stay at home. Previously, we said you work from home, but we knew that you would have to go to people's houses because you can get a lot done faster. And it is easier to get all the details correct if you're in a person's house face-to-face. Now, in most states, you can still go to people's houses, but you can't be but so close because the rules say you can't be face-to-face. But if they're on one end of the table and you're in this end of the table, you can do it. So we do have ways to sell completely over the phone. So I want to talk to you a little bit more. We're called the Alliance. There's 4 questions I'm going to explain to you. What is the Alliance? What is the opportunity? How much opportunity is it for you? Because let me tell you something. This COVID-19, I don't know if we're in the first half of it, if the middle of it, or maybe we're in the first 10th of it, and it may go throughout the whole year. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist, and I sure ain't the president of the United States, and I sure ain't a governor. But I know this. We're doing fine if they keep doing this shelter in place and stay at home. We're doing fine. Our business is growing. I'm convinced that when it opens up and they let us go back in the houses, our business is going to skyrocket. So I don't know if you're going to want to go back to your old job. If you start doing this with us, maybe you don't go back, or maybe you keep doing this on the side. But what's the opportunity for you? What are we? What's the opportunity? How do you do it? How do we do it? How does it happen? How does it take place? How do you make the money? How much money you can make? And how do you make the money? And how much money can you make? And then who else is doing it? So those are the 5 questions I'm going to pop at you pretty rapidly. First of all, what we do. We are a lead creation machine. We know how to create hot prospects. We know how to find the people that are looking for the products that we have. Big insurance companies like Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, Foresters, big companies like this come to us and they say, all right, look, there's people out there that need these products. We don't know how to get them to fill out. We don't know how to get them to fill out the paperwork. We don't know how to get them to write a check. We can supply the products to you. You are the distribution. So they pay us, all of my top guys, the Paul Roberts, the Diane Lampy, the Fitzgerald, the Alex Avian, the Andy Riddle, the Adam Katz, the Marcus, the top guys across the country, they pay us. They pay us when we fill out information on clients around the country that are interested in final expense, mortgage protection, retirement planning, annuities, medical matching accounts. Anything that we fill out the paperwork for, they pay us, okay? Now, we get it. We mail out letters. This is a lead that we mail out right here. We mail these out all across the country. We go write these people up or write them over the phone. Insurance companies pay us a commission. Number 2, we hire other people. So you hire other people. I hire other people. Teach them to do the same thing. Go write business, family, friends, leads. We got tons of social media leads, direct mail leads, telemarketing leads. The insurance companies will pay us for what these people do. The insurance companies will pay these people. And then we teach the people that we hired to hire other people. So basically, this branches out across the country. So I've been doing this for 20 years. I've hired people in North Carolina, that hire people in Florida, that hire people in California, hire people in Washington State, who hire people back in Georgia, who hire people in Florida. And through a computer numbering system, they track it all the way back to us and pay us. And they pay each individual in the lineage from the insurance companies. These multi-billion-dollar insurance companies are paying us to find other people and get America covered. So that's essentially what we are. We do training, we do education, we do lead creation, We help in making sure the commissions are paid out from the carriers. So we have a ton of stuff that we do in the middle of this program where everybody's helping people all across the country. So that's who we are. That's what the Alliance is. Now, how big is the opportunity? Before COVID-19, we had so much to do with a thing they call final expense. People that are turning 65 and they know that they do not have enough money for burial, for a funeral, for inviting family and friends in. They don't have enough money for that. So they pay our insurance companies $75, $80 a month. We get inundated with these requests. People that are buying houses, we get inundated with these requests. People that see stuff on social media that make them think about the fact that they're going to die, that they've got loved ones, they got a house payment, they got car payments. These people inundate us. So what we do has been so overwhelming. COVID-19, God, everybody knows they're going to die. They think they're going to die soon. So the requests have been just flooding in. It's like people's mortality is all of a sudden right there in their face. Like they know somebody that's dying. They know somebody that died. And so all of a sudden the opportunity is massive. I'm not worried when it ends. When COVID-19, I'm not worried because people are going to remember that this happened. And it's right there on the tip of their mind. They get it, that their mortality, they're going to die. They got loved ones. So the opportunity here is massive. A lot of companies I'm hearing around the country, they don't have enough money to pay. They're wanting to cut people's pay. They're wanting to delay their pay. The companies we deal with are A-rated billion-dollar companies saying sell, sell, sell. The only thing I've heard a holdback is one company said we will not issue policies anymore to anyone over 75 years old. Other carriers are. So there is a sense of urgency that we get to people as fast as possible. This sense of urgency is going to continue on after COVID-19 is over with. So that's a little bit about the opportunity. How you do it, how we do it. So the main thing is make sure all of our friends are covered with life insurance, financial planning, whatever we got, make sure that they've got all our products. I want to tell you about one product that's kind of new we brought on that does not require a life insurance license. It's called a health matching account. This product is slick. You can, for all the health insurance related bills that you have or medical bills at doctors, you always have these deductibles. They want a little bit more money. You can put money on this card, this HMA card, this health matching account. You put $25,000 on this card, and we'll show you a credit of $60,000 that you can use for medical expenses. If you don't use that much, so I'll never use $60,000, you can put as little as $1,400 on the card, and it'll have a value of $2,500. So that almost doubles your money. You go down to the big ones where you're putting on $21,000 and it's worth $50,000. It more than doubles your money. So this has been huge. This does not require a life insurance license. Most of all of our other products require people to get their insurance license, and that is $49 for an online course, convenience of your home. You can get all the way through it. In some states, they still have testing centers open that you can get your life insurance license, health insurance license, and be up and selling with us. If you already have an insurance license, even better, we can show you how to go to work, help a lot of people, and make a ton of money fast if that's the position you're in. If the states are not allowing testing in your area, you can get ready to test, and the day that the centers open up, you can go test and you go to work with us, whether it be part-time, full-time, or all the time. Okay, so direct mail. We mail out hundreds of thousands of these. We have social media links. We have internet links. We have telemarketing. We're creating leads left and right, and we distribute these leads to people all across the country. I tell people if there's a catch involved, you have to call these people. I hear this too good to be true. First of all, too good to be true would be if they mailed me money and I didn't have to call nobody, I didn't talk to nobody, didn't go to nobody's house, didn't depend on nobody. That would be too good to be true. What we have is absolutely amazing, but there's a ton of phone calls, a ton of talking to people, which I call next to nothing, because all you're doing is talking to people and being nice to people, helping them out, and getting massive commission checks. We have trainings all around the country, just like this virtual one. I've got a massive training coming up at 6:30. So about an hour and 45 minutes, 6:15, about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. We're going to have a training conference. I've got the top ladies across the country. I've got a lady you're going to meet here in a minute, Megan Woods. She's going to be on teaching. Michelle Allman out of Texas is going to be on here teaching. Belle Krause out of Washington is going to be on here teaching. I'm down here in St. Petersburg, across the state over in Jacksonville, Florida. We've got a lady named Katrina Gustin she's halfway across the state. She's in Orlando, in that area. She's going to be doing teaching this afternoon. So at 6:30 p.m., we're going to be doing teaching. So we do a ton of teaching. We've got all kinds of courses that are recorded on video. This is Gina, and this is Jay, and Gina has all these courses lined up. We have a university you can click and learn all the way through the entire system for free. It's ridiculous training. We run contests. We track our businesses. We compete against each other for who can help the most people, who can sell the most, who can make the most money, who can give the most money away because of our charity programs. So this is how we do it. We also have this called the activity book, and now this is virtual. You can do it online, but basically you keep track of the number of phone calls, the number of people you talk to, the number of applications that you fill out, and this tracker helps you predict clearly what your income is going to be. We have a sales training manual that basically you can flip through when you're dealing with a client and show them exactly what they're getting, how the program works. So we have a comprehensive system. I'll mention these 4 books quickly. The first book I wrote on this subject was called The 8 Steps to Success. This guarantees you making 6-figure income. All you got to do is all 8 steps. They are all extremely simple. Anybody can do them. Not everybody does them, but anybody can do them. So this book is how we do it. The next book's my favorite one. It's called Millionaire Maker Manual. This is a lot of details on exactly how you can build a distribution, a franchise, a network of people across the country that we track back to you and deposit commissions based on what you do and what they do. It's based on volume and structure. How many people, where they're placed, and how much money you can get paid. This shows you how to make $80,000 plus a month. And we've got a lot of people doing that. We've got a lot of people that have made millions with us. There's another one called Inside the Circle of You, talking about the attitude. For example, this virus thing that's going on, that's outside of our control. Here's what we do control. What's inside of us. This is an attitude book that's perfect for right now during these times. And we have a book based on our values. What do we believe in? Excellence. What do we believe in? Loyalty. Everything is in here of what we believe in and shows you how we operate our business. So that's how we do it. That's how you do it. You'll get plugged into the person that invited you. They'll answer all your questions. They'll start teaching you. They'll help you get signed up. They'll walk you through the whole entire program. That's how you do it. Now, how do you make money? Based on the money that the insurance company gets, they do a calculation and tell you exactly how much commission you can make. I have one form here that I wrote that's actually one of my favorite forms. This is called our commission grid. It's how we get paid. It is absolutely my favorite deal because it is simple and clear. It tells you where you start. It tells you how to get promoted to manager, district manager, regional manager. It takes you all the way through it. This is called our levels chart. So you take the product that you sell. If you move $100,000 from a bank or from a securities, from some kind of a broker over to our insurance company, and they do the investments, you can take a ruler and just go across and figure out a simple calculator and figure out exactly how much you're going to make. Same thing with life insurance policies. If they're paying $100 a month, that's $1,200 a year, and we can figure out what level you're on, and this is how much money you make. So you get paid. The more money that you move, the more products you move, you can work 24/7, much as you want to work. You'll get paid a commission for all of these products based on that levels chart. The next thing is when you hire other people, what they do contributes to you getting promoted. Your volume plus their volume added together, and it adds up every month. You get promoted higher and higher, and you break more commission levels. Our grid starts at 55% of the annual premium, and it goes up to 120% of the annual premium. So if your client's paying $100 a month, that's $1,400. So it's bigger the more volume you make. So that's how you made your money. It's direct deposited directly into your checking account as soon as the carriers will approve it and say, yes, the paperwork's right. Yes, the people are healthy enough for us to cover them. Yes, we'll give them coverage. Boom, you get commissions deposited in your checking account. The last thing I want to talk to you about is who's doing it. And we're having success all over the country. And I've asked a few people to jump on, and let's see if we have them available. Megan Wood, are you available? Can you speak up and say hello to these good folks that have tuned in? I am looking for Megan Wood. I'm looking for Katrina and Les Guston.
Hey, Andy, I'm here.
Hey, Megan, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you.
Tell these people a little bit about how you got started with the Alliance and the success you've had. And then it's crazy last week doing everything from home.
Yeah. So I was a waitress and a bartender for 13 years, and I was working from 4 p.m. to midnight every day. I had saved up enough money. I bought a house, and because I had signed a lead that I had got in the mail, because I wanted to make sure that when something were to happen to me, my home would be paid off. So I had a woman come over. She helped me out. And I said, man, like, how lucky is this girl? Like, I mean, literally, she came over. She hung out with me. She helped me out. Like, how amazing is that? Like, I want this. You know what I'm saying? And so I just never thought that I would have the opportunity. So when she came over and I got to listen to her, and I'm like, I can do this. So that's when I first started. I started part-time because I wanted to make sure that I could do it. And so my second year, I went full-time. And I just saw that I'm number 1 in the country right now. Number 1. I'm like, what?
I know.
It's crazy. And so I think we all have our things. You know, I'm a single mom, and I don't have a lot of time that some other people have. But I think, you know, we cannot use excuses. Negative people surrounding us, not having time, being a single mom, we cannot use that as an excuse. We can only use that to make us grow more. And so I think those are huge because we all have our things. Life isn't easy, you know, but if you work, you will not fail. So when people say, oh, the leads don't work, it's not that. You have to work. The leads are fine. Trust me, because I was a lead. And I was just waiting for somebody to call me. And so it's really changed my life. And, you know, I just keep thinking that, thank God this has happened, because If it wasn't for Andy, if it wasn't for Mike and Noel, if it wasn't for that piece of paper that I got in the mail, I would be sitting here with no job, not being able to pay my bills. So I am so thankful for the Alliance. And, you know, I'm not where I want to be now. I still want to grow. I still have goals. I still have things that I want to do. I'm not at all where I want to be. But that's the amazing thing about what we do, because we can just keep going. There's no stopping point in the Alliance, because you can grow and grow and grow and make it to the same spot as Andy Albright. So that's my goal. I want to be up there with you, Andy. I want to be up there. I want to win my ring. I want to get on the Millionaire wall. So that's what I'm looking for. So still have goals. You still got to keep fighting no matter what's going on in your life. So I think that's the biggest thing that I can share with everybody. And so I love the Alliance, and, you know, I share that when I'm recruiting people, and, you know, I share that with my clients. Like, I love what I do. I love helping people, you know, and so with telesales, like those they've been really great. So they're different, right? And so we're human. So we don't necessarily like different, right? So when I first started doing those, I was nervous. Like, I was so nervous. I really was. You know, I was like pacing back and forth, and I'm like, okay, I had to tell myself, calm down, Megan, calm down, because, you know, you don't want these people to think you're crazy over the phone. And so, you know, I did. I'm like, you don't want these people to think you're crazy. So I got to calm down, and I did. And like, my heart was racing my first couple ones. And then it was just easy. Like, I mean, you talk with a smile like you would in person. Like, I'm somebody that talks with my hands, and that's what I do when I'm on the phone, because I think you get your point across to more. And so I think that's huge. And I've noticed that there's pros and cons to each one. So you have to make it work for you, whether you're in the home or when you're on the phone. And so doing telesales, we can help more people in a shorter amount of time. That cuts the drive time. You don't have that drive time. So you should be able to help a lot more people. And so I think that's huge. I like both. I like going to see my clients face to face, and I tell them that over the phone. Like, man, you guys seem like really fun people. I would love to come see you face to face right now, but try to keep everybody safe. So I mean, I love it. And I'm just really, really thankful that I'm still not worrying about paying for my bills. I mean, I talk to people all the time, and they're like, I don't know.
Your checking account's going up.
Yeah. Yeah, right? That's right. That's right. That's right. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that bonus money. I'm waiting for the annuity money. I'm writing another annuity. I'm constantly thinking about things that I can do. Who am I going to help next? What can I do while I'm at home? What can I do when I'm with my son and still be a mom?
How old is your boy?
He's doing
How
great.
old is your boy? How old
he's
is he?
4. He's almost 5. He'll be 5 at the end of April.
Well, I know he's proud of you. We are. Congratulations moving into the #1 spot. You are whooping some people. They're really great people that you're doing better than them. So we're proud of you. Thank you for coming on here. And where do you live? Where's your home? What city?
I live in Crawfordsville, Indiana.
All right.
Crawfordsville is small town. Small town, trust me. I actually live in a smaller town outside of Crawfordsville. So it's even smaller than Crawfordsville, if you can only imagine.
Proud of you, girl. Is Les and Katrina, are y'all on here?
Hey,
there they go. What's up, guys? What city do y'all live in?
We live between Tampa and Orlando, so in a little town called Auburndale.
Okay. And I'm thinking you got started very similar to what Megan was saying, somebody came over to sell you and Les a policy or something along those lines, you take it. Give them a high level. What's up, Les?
Hey.
Y'all take it. I give a high level, give people your experience, and they're on here. Who knows why they're on? They can't work, looking for something to keep busy, figuring out extra income, whatever their situation. Tell them how it affected you when you got started with us a couple years ago.
Okay. We started, it's been just a little bit more than 4 years ago. And when we started, I had no job. So back up 4 or 5 months, we had bought a new home and had somebody else come over, just kind of similar to Megan, and show us the mortgage protection plan. Needless to say, I think we intimidated him. I was not impressed. I did not buy anything. Not at all. I think he went to our house, or he came to our house like 3 times. And then he stopped showing up. So it was pretty funny. But 5 months later, I had no job. And I was scrambling, trying to find something to do. All of a sudden, I thought, you know what? I don't think I want to continue doing what I'm doing. Maybe I should try something different. So Les here reminded me that we had somebody come over to our house to talk about mortgage protection, that maybe we should call him and find out what it was that he did. So that's what I did. I found myself in yet another insurance class because I was a claims adjuster before this. So I was adjusting claims for insurance, moving to selling insurance now. And we've been 4.5 years in, 100,000 plus every year, going to creep pretty far past 200,000 this year. We've never missed a trip, never missed an extension. It's been a great experience.
Les, from your perspective, suggesting that Katrina do it, have you been pleased? What have you seen from her? The amount of money, I understand you're the guy that tracks money and knows it pretty good in the family. What would you tell new people that are looking at this business and they're going, is it too good to be true? Is it real? Are these real people? Do they have real jobs? Stuff like that. What would you say to them?
Yeah, I mean, we were feeling it out. I told her, when we got into it, we went to the first meeting, and I was like, look, we'll give it a go and see what it's about, and we'll reevaluate it and see where we're at in a year. And yeah, she really came through. I mean, she had a little bit of prior sales and insurance and stuff, but it was for, automotive and different things like that. But she definitely has a way with getting in and talking to people and building a rapport. And it's like I said, it's a real deal. And I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot to get started. I mean, you just got to go in and take a class, get your license. And so there's not a huge investment up front. So it's something that you can get into relatively easy. And I mean, if you're good with talking to people, and even if you're not, there's a lot of people to support. That's the other amazing thing that we've noticed about the Alliance. There's always somebody out there to help. There's always somebody that you can call. There's always somebody that's already had the experience that you're going through, and they'll basically tell you how to get through it. And that's been I think that's been a real big supporter for Katrina and helping her out and keeping her morale up. And then that allows me to be able to help out of the house and keep things good for her and the kids, and allows her to focus on the business. And then wherever I can't help out, she has a whole team of people that she can call on the phone, and they can give her support and boost her up and give her knowledge on what she needs to know. So yeah, it's been a real positive experience.
And your job, Les, or business, what do you do?
I do structural design. Yeah, I work for an engineering company. We do commercial buildings, stuff like that.
Okay. Now, Katrina, you're going to jump back on at 6:30 and help us with some training, give some tips, how you're following up with your existing clients, how you're getting new clients, and how you're doing that a lot over the phone, right?
All over the phone. The last 2 weeks has been nothing but telephone.
Awesome. You'll be very helpful. So anybody that's getting back started with us, anybody that's currently selling, or brand new people that are interested in how we do it exactly and how we teach, we'll do it at 6:30, and Katrina will be the ones back on that's teaching. So can Jeremico Edwards speak up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you hear me, Andy? Hey, man.
Loud and
How you
clear.
doing? Okay, good. So
Where's home for
Andy,
you, Jeremy? Where's home?
where's home? Detroit, Michigan.
All right, up in Detroit, man. That's one of the cities got hit with this bug, right?
That's right. Yeah. We on lockdown, and they're telling people like you can't even go visit people now. But
What?
yeah. But that's cool. I mean, I don't know how they're going to monitor that. I don't get that. But anyway,
Let's talk about how you got started. What kind of job did you have, and what's been your experience? Are you making good money? Has it been too good to be true? Has it been work involved, education involved, from what you used to do to now? So give them an idea, Jeremy.
Awesome. So Jeremico Edwards out of Detroit, hired in a business by Stephen Davies. Okay, my battery's going low. Okay. Before this business, I worked at Lear Corporation. So at Lear Corporation, we did the instrument panels for the big three, Chrysler, GM, and Ford cars here in Motor City. And so I was making, the most I made there is $27,000 a year. And I never thought I could make more than that, because my father always said, get a good job at a factory. You got benefits, everything. So I thought that was where I was supposed to be. It came time to, I was just looking at my future, and I figured out at the factory, like there's no summer vacations like that. They give you what, an hour for lunch? No, I'm sorry. We had 30 minutes. Now I found out criminals got an hour for lunch in jail. So people in jail get an hour for lunch. We had 30 minutes. I said, hold on now, this not right. Something not right with this. So I did a year and a half of community college, Andy. And I was trying to just figure out something to do. And then they were trying to promote me to the HR department because I did a year and a half. So they were fired up that I did a year and a half of college. So they were trying to promote me. And I was looking at them, everybody in the office. This was off the factory floor. So I drove a forklift. But then when you went to the office off the factory floor, everybody there was just, I don't know. It's just their lives weren't happy. That's not what I wanted. They didn't have any free time. They didn't have the freedom that I was looking for. They weren't making the money I was looking for. So I found this opportunity through a friend of a friend who led me to Stephen Davies. And I was fired up. Like we both went to the opportunity meeting that night. You were the first one we saw. You were just talking about traveling and making money. And I was like, I'm in. He's like, don't you want to know what it is? No, I'm in. It's like, he's talking about traveling and making money. I'm in. So he ended up not doing the business, but I started the business and I got connected with Stephen Davies. And from there, my first check was $416. And I was fired up. I had to work 55 hours a week to make $416. And then, if we talk about last week, Andy, so last week I ended the week with about $9,700. And the week before that, I was getting my first deposit on Monday was like $3,700. Then my second deposit was like $3,600. My last deposit was $26,000. And it's just like, I went from $26,000 a year, and now I'm on a run rate to about $300,000. I mean, that's crazy. And I'm going to get better. It's only April and I'm going to get better. Like this COVID need to pass. Cause I'm like a lion in a cage. Just let me go. Just release me on the world. But, the places we've been able to travel is crazy. So me being a single father, I never thought I would have the opportunity to show my daughters. I showed them the mansion that I was looking at this is what making me run harder. Just the ability to show my daughter something different, just like a house with stairs in it and just a swimming pool and movie theater. I want them to experience that. I have a 6 and an 8-year-old daughter. And by the time they get about 10, like I want them to know what it's like to have a father that's winning, to have a father that's a superhero in their life. All right. So that's all thanks to you giving me this opportunity. And I just want to tell one quick story. What we do here is important. I had a guy, his wife just died Wednesday from the COVID-19. Wife died Wednesday. Wrote a policy on them about 7 years ago. He called me up and he was just, it was super sad. He could barely talk. I had to take the lead and let him know that, hey, I'm going to take care of everything for you. I'm going to take care of the paperwork. So I'm going to see him Monday. I'm going to take him the paperwork. But he was so grateful that I was a professional and I was able to help him. And he was able to rely on me. And his wife's body is still at the hospital. The funeral home is bagged up for like a week and a half. So he's trying to talk to the hospital about leaving the body there. And so he's counting on me for the other side of things. But because I was so professional with him, he wants another policy for himself. He gave me the number to his brother-in-law and his sister, and they're going to get a policy. And then he also referred me to his auntie as well. So this is, I was given an opportunity through you, Andy, to be a professional in business and just, give my family more, like give my children more than just $29,000 a year and no freedom, So now I got total freedom. I set my own schedule. I'm the boss man. But yet, if I put in the hard work, I can make what I've been making. Like, I had over $17,000 just over the past 2 weeks and a half. Just that's crazy talk. And it's like I'm just 37-year-old. I'm a 37-year-old single father getting that type of money. It's crazy. And all you gotta do is work hard, go see people, be a professional. So thank you, Andy, for the opportunity, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I know a lot of people are inspired by that story, man. Congratulations. I'm excited. Those little girls are expensive. We're getting them married. Me and my son, we just ordered with all this COVID. What do you do? We ordered jet skis. Imagine doing that with your little girls. We got 2 jet skis that run 70 miles an hour, man. And
that'd be fun.
We had them out in the ocean today. It was 18-mile-per-hour winds. So we were jumping to do stuff you can do with a little bit of money for your kids, man. That mansion with a swimming pool, woohoo! Buddy, congratulations. Thank you, man. Thank you, Jeremy, for being on.
I appreciate you, man. I love you.
All right. Will Perry, can you jump on here?
Hey, Andy, how you doing?
There you are, man. Look at you looking sharp, man. Here we are in shorts, T-shirts. You look like you're going to church, man.
I'm headed to Easter dinner, brother.
You're looking good, man.
Thanks.
Now you had Will, you were a little different. You were self-employed, making 6 figures, had a team. I was talking to Mike, my irrigation guy, about you, and he was like, and he's talking about something. I'm going to send you his phone number. But tell the guys your situation and why you looked into us and what you've seen out of the business so far, Will.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me on the call. My name is Will Perry. I'm in Dayton, Ohio. Me and my wife, Sonia, we have 4 children, been married 17 years, here next month. And before this, Andy's right, I had an irrigation company, and it was never anything for me to be really proud or boastful about because we didn't do anything spectacular. We dug ditches, put in pipes, and made water come out of them. And the great thing about it, you guys, is I started in that industry when I was 21 years old. We got married young, started having children, and started making $8 an hour. And I was kind of like Andy when I was a child. At that time, my father was like Jeremico's father. He was saying, hey, go out, get a good job, work in a factory, work for a gas company, a water company, something like that, somebody that's going to always be there and always be needed. And I'm like, man, you are crazy. I watched you work from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. your entire life, and we were right at broke. It was like we were always breaking even. So for me and my family, I did not want that. So I started making $8 an hour. And one thing with sprinkler industry is you deal with people who are making money, because the ones who have sprinkler systems that can afford to water their yard, they've got big homes, big money. And at $8 an hour, I'm going out to these houses and I'm like, who lives here? How do they make this money? And after 3 or 4 years, Andy, I learned the industry and was able to start my own business. I was young, 25 years old, started out with myself, built it up with about 2 or 3 guys, and got it to where I had about 10 employees. And after about 10 years, we were doing over $500,000 in sales a year and running 6, 7 trucks. And we weren't broke by any means. We were doing great. We were traveling the country. I was making over $100,000 a year. but I was still showing up to these $1 million homes and dealing with these clients who were just balling outrageous. They had nice cars. Their kids always had nice clothes. They were traveling all over the world. Me and my family were traveling all over the country, but never got the opportunity to go out of the world. And one thing that always resonated with me, Andy, is when I had that business, I was still asking people, how do you do it? And the one thing is, nobody could ever tell me how they did it, how they were living in these $500,000 and up and $1 million homes. And I remember doing a sprinkler system for a home builder that's pretty prestigious right here in Dayton, Ohio. And they built a $2.5 million house, and it was 30,000 square foot. And we did this sprinkler system, and, they were trying to tell me how they did it, and they just couldn't, because everybody had an education and I didn't. Everybody had something that I did not. So I was just looking for a shot. And I remember when I responded to an ad that got me in front of a guy up in Chicago, Illinois, and it was Tim and Carrie Raven, and they said, hey, Andy Albright is coming to Dayton, Ohio. And I went out and I saw Alex Abian, and then the month after that, I got to see you in person. And I just had to go down to family reunion and check it out and see if it was real for myself, because I knew this was my shot. Like, this was my opportunity. Like, that's all I wanted. That's all I needed, was the opportunity to show my family that there was something bigger and better out here for us. And I got involved with the Alliance right over 2 years ago. I spent part-time 1 year getting the business started while I shut my other business down. Went full-time right over a year ago, and just been linking arms with people. But when I went to family reunion, Andy, I remember seeing like Jeremico Edwards and Katrina Gustin and Megan Wood and all these other people up on stage and talking about the money they were making, and they were traveling the world. And now me and Sonia have had the opportunity to go to Paris with the company, and I'm just getting started, and it's almost like my life is just beginning again. So I'm fired up. I appreciate you having me on the call. I'm excited for what the future holds, being a part of you and Jason and Tiny Carey, and having friends and family all over the country now. I'm fired up.
Hey, brother, happy Easter, buddy. You have fun at dinner. I just sent you two names. One is the guy that put in my irrigation system right here on the ocean, named Mike. I was telling him about you, so when you call him or text him, hire him, get him started. He needs an IUL too. I've already told him about that. He's been so busy,
okay.
He hasn't been able to do that, and he needs to get his license if he's interested. But you can talk his language. And then Chris is the guy that designed the landscaping. He designed it. He works. He's starting his own little business doing landscaping, bought in the trees, the palm trees, tons of sand, and made my yard on the ocean look beautiful. So anyway, contact both of those guys. Both of them need IULs, Index Universal Life for anybody that's new. It's a retirement strategy. So if they stay in their business, you can get them in that program. But if they ought to do this on the side at least. You know the things. You know how hard it is for them to make money. I mean, it's been so long since I was there, looking, scratching my head, going, my goodness, guys. Hey, buddy, proud of you, man. How's your health is coming back? I know you recently had some health challenges, and that even reiterates how important it is to build that distribution, right?
Oh, it's massive. It's massive. I had a company before. I knew exactly what it was when you were sick, not being able to go out and work for your own money, and what it means to have other people on a team that you can make the override income. It's massive. But health is good. We're getting back at it. Got a couple more months before I'm 100%, but I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, brother. Thank you, buddy. All right, I have Bale and Jake Krause out of the Northwest, if you guys are available.
Hey,
Bale,
Andy.
Krause,
How you doing?
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Loud and clear. These guys, military background, pilot, bomb detection, all kinds of military experience. I'm not sure how much business experience y'all had before y'all came in business with us, but y'all are doing fantastic. We're proud of you for your accomplishments so far, the numbers you're putting up, the money you're making. But I'll just turn it over to y'all. There's people out there thinking, I'm in the Army. I don't know anything about business. I didn't make money. Or I'm a professor. What would you say to these guys? How should they get involved, and what's been your experience with the Alliance?
Well, yeah, thanks, Andy. And you're right. We had zero experience. I mean, we were the opposite of having experience. First of all, this is my beautiful wife, Belle. We're out of Puyallup, Washington, which is just south of Seattle. Probably the sunniest, most beautiful day that we've had all year. And it's taken everything we can to stay inside and keep safe and all that good stuff. But really happy to be on the call. You're right. We had zero experience. And in fact, it was 4 years ago that we found out about this business. And, I was knee deep in the war on terror, Afghanistan, Iraq, other countries. Insurance was not on our radar in the least. It wasn't even in my sphere of thinking at the time. But, a good friend of mine, his name's Brandon Bulis. He came up to me, and him and I had flown missions together in Afghanistan, in the same cockpit, in the same fight. And I trusted him. And he said, hey, you need to take a look at this. This is something that I've been doing for a little bit. And this is going to be an amazing exit strategy for us as we go forward, because, we were at the pinnacle of our career at the time, an elite unit. We were, officers in the Army, and we were as far as we were ever going to go. And we were looking at retirement at some point. But I'll tell you, when he said it, I was like, well, I don't know. That doesn't sound like me. I'm a pilot. This is what I'm doing. But I think, my wife would be fantastic at this, maybe even just part-time. And so we showed it to Belle, and she took off with it. You want to tell a little bit about that?
So just quick backstory. Prior youth time, I was in the military. I did do bomb disposal, did that for about 8 years, and then we had children. And then I tell people I traded my Army stripes for baby wipes, and I stayed home and I raised the kids, and I homeschooled, and was very, very blessed to have the opportunity to be a stay-home mom. We have a special needs daughter and a wonderful son, and so to have that opportunity was huge. But there comes a point in life in raising children when they don't need you as much. And I was at that point. We were looking for something more. I was looking for something more. I'd outgrown my usefulness there in the household in the capacity that I had been. And so we needed to make some extra money for college. We homeschooled, and the kids got into college 2 years early, but the bank account wasn't ready 2 years early. So we were looking for some money. But what we found was a mission. What we found was a purpose. What I found was new passion. And I can't put a price tag on that. Now, mind you, the money is really good. I'm not going to give the money back just because I'm excited about what we're doing. But so 4 years ago, I came on part-time. I figure, if we can make a little extra on the side and I could have a little more fulfillment in life, that, great. But it became such a passion. We have such a need out here on both sides of the fence. There are people that need the services we provide, and then there are people that need the opportunity to come and provide those services. And I can't think of a better place to be. I'm with the people I want to be with. When I left the military, I thought I'd given up that camaraderie and that feeling of brotherhood and sisterhood. I thought I'd given that up forever, but we have it here. And I didn't think it was possible, but I have my battle buddies right here in the Alliance. I have people that I reach out to daily and that reach out to me daily. And we're on the front lines of this, and we're linking arms, and we're moving forward. And we're like, okay, this is happening. This is how we overcome it. This is the new situation. What do you do to fix it? How did I fix it? What didn't work? Oh, that messed up. Don't do that. So I just love the team effort across the country. I'm like, you can see it. It's like a tidal wave, East Coast to West Coast. People who did something earlier that day and, hey, this worked. By the time I'm out of bed, I've got text messages saying, try this, try that. That worked well. Don't do that. That didn't work at all. So it was just an amazing set of people working together to improve our business as a whole, to improve each other's lives as a whole, and to really serve the communities we're in. Right now, I am so overwhelmed with the responders that are coming in, the current clients that are texting and reaching out and needing more help, the referrals that are coming in from all that. We have to hire more people. There is more work to be done than I'm physically capable of doing on my own. I put a picture in our group chat and band of my war room. I've got a table laid out. I had to bring in an extra table for all the different people that I'm trying to help. It's like, I need more room. So we need more people. So if you're on here and you're wondering, can I do this? I was out of the workforce for 12 years. 12 years. I'd never sold anything. I tried to do Mary Kay way back when I was in the Army because I thought do to have a little more girl time. I didn't have the 8 steps to success back then. Might have helped because first step, personal use. I never wore makeup. Probably would have helped to wear some in order to sell some. I didn't know that. It didn't do too well. So I've really never done sales ever. I had to learn, but what I did have was heart. I cared about the people in our community, and I believed in what we were doing was really helping people. And if you have that, we have the system. You bring the heart, you bring the work ethic. We have the system, we have the products, and we have the companies with the money to pay you to get it done.
That's right. That's right. I tell people, you know, we can teach you how to do this. You just got to come here with the ability to work and an ability and a desire to help people. You know, we can't teach you that, but we can teach you how to do this system. You want to share a little bit about how you've been doing?
I do. Actually, I want to talk about last year as a whole, you know, because we were talking about, you know, income potential. And Jake was an amazing provider when he was in the military. Like I said, I was blessed to not have to work, and he brought in good money. But in 3 years in the Alliance, we well surpassed any income he ever brought in 23 years of military service. And so in 2019, we brought in $215,000 into our checking account from the insurance carriers. $215,000. You know, and I'd never dreamed that something like that would be possible. Knocking on $250,000, and we're going to blow $250,000 out of the water this year. I'm fired up to see what this year is going to be like. Just in March, we did 48 applications for $42,917.56. That's just personal. That doesn't count the team. And just last week, you know, if some people are thinking, well, March, the COVID wasn't as locked down, wasn't as stringent, you can't be doing as well moving forward. We're doing better. People are needing it more. The urgency's there. Nobody thought they were immortal. None of us believe we're immortal. I mean, we kind of do when we're young and we're stupid. We think, we're invincible. But none of us think we're immortal. Only now people are thinking there's a time limit on that mortality. And so the odds haven't changed. It's the thought process has changed. And so this week I helped 13 families for $8,467.32 from my office about 10 feet from where I'm sitting right now. It's just about being on the phone, reaching enough people, getting to them all in time.
That's right. And the money's great. I think the first week of this month, I had made more in a week, or we had made more in a week than I would make an entire month as an officer in the Army, you know, earning 6 figures. It is off the chart. I feel so blessed right now that I don't feel guilty, but so many people around us are hurting, and yet our business is exploding. And I'm just so grateful to you, Andy, for providing that to us, giving us that opportunity, because I don't know what we'd be doing right now. So and, you know, not only that, but we've got the culture. You know, I think when I was in special operations community in the Army, we had a very sharp, very specific culture. You know, nobody got left behind. Everybody was there to see you succeed. And I was really concerned that whatever I was going to do when I left the military was still going to have that same atmosphere, the same leadership, the same, you know, I could feel good about what I was doing, that same mission. And we found it here. And that's not an exaggeration. Mm-hmm. I've seen leadership here that surpasses many of my commanders in my prior military service. And it's just fantastic. We feel like we've won the lottery. So thank you, Andy.
Thank you
so much.
Glad you are doing so well. I know you've both encouraged others this afternoon. And in 30 minutes, we'll log back on the same link. I've got several different ladies around the country who are just kicking butt, taking names. Men are welcome to listen and pick up tips. As a matter of fact, we'll probably have some guys on here with some tips. But I was talking to 5 or 6 ladies, and I was encouraging them to talk to each other and learn from each other. So I was like, shoot, let's just do a training at 6:30 on Sunday afternoon and get this thing done. So thank y'all for plugging in. Get back with the person that invited you. If you're already licensed, how to get started, how do you make some money, how do you help people? If you're not licensed, how do you get in class, how do you get started and get trained so that you can be productive with us? Thank you for plugging in. Thank you all our guests for coming on. You guys made a difference in this world. Love y'all. Night night.